And we're back here at WECS Willimantic. All right, great show for you. We've got Heeled Jack here in the studio. It's been many years. First, let me do an introduction. How are you guys doing?
Well,
pretty good.
Thanks for having us.
You know, your mic's not even...
My mic is not on. Do we need to get closer?
There you go.
Here we go.
Personal.
Oh, perfect.
Do you have to sing this way, too?
Actually,
I can do that.
You know, I don't think that mic's even working. I think it's coming through this mic.
Tick-tock, tick. This one's working.
All right, so...
You got a little bit in there.
It's plugged in.
Yep.
This is an expensive mic, so there's no on button. How about that? Can you hear me now?
Nope.
Okay.
Just Fonzie it. Punch it.
Sicilian method, just smack it against the ground.
There you
Just
go.
smack it or punch it, whatever. There you go.
I just bought a $300 broken mic.
There you go. Welcome.
Welcome. Want me to pop it? Want me to switch it one of these real quick?
Well, let's do a quick song on digital format, not live, and then we can fix that.
Woo!
Sounds good to me.
But first, let's say hi.
Hi.
And Ron?
Yeah.
And Mike, right?
Yes, correct.
All right, Ron and Mike from Heeled Jack.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll hear more from them in just a moment. Let's do a song. Oh, Tied Up, you said, was a good song we could play.
Pretty good.
What a great starter.
Here's a song that Heeled Jack recorded earlier. There you go, Tied Up in You. While you heard it digitally over the airwaves, I got to hear it live. It sounded much better live, I think. Let me just tell you real quick. Heeled Jack U.S.A., more often known simply as Heeled Jack, was a third-wave ska band based out of New Haven, Connecticut. The band was formed by guitarist, vocalist Ron Ragona and drummer Dave Karcich in 1991. After a short breakup, Ragona and Karcich reformed the band with a new lineup. This lineup went on to record 2 albums before announcing a hiatus in 2000. While the band members moved on to perform in several new bands, their intention was to play the occasional reunion show. This plan would never come to fruition, as a cerebral aneurysm would be the cause for Karcich's death in 2002. That's a very sad way to start off the show, but I guess there's nothing you can do about that.
No. It was
often you hear in the music world
tough time.
Losing band members for unfortunate reasons that are preventable, but that's not preventable.
No, nothing you can do.
He was here one day and he's gone the next, and he was our best friend, and we loved every day with him. Brilliant kid. We're glad to have known him for as long as we did.
And it's great to play music that we all wrote together too.
Yeah.
And continue on doing.
Very
it.
talented
It's really
guy.
Cool. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Very good.
Oh,
Sick
yeah.
drummer. Great drummer. Hell of a dresser.
So you said, did you all grow up in the same area in New Haven?
Sort of like outskirts of New Haven. Like Mike grew up in Monroe.
Yeah.
I was in Shelton.
Dave was also in Shelton.
And Dave was in Shelton too. But yeah, pretty much the same area.
Seems like a cool place to hang, to grow up in. In terms of musical scene, there's always something going on down there, right?
There definitely was. I mean, New Haven was the place we used to tell our parents we weren't really going and borrow their cars and go buy some great records
Into the
at
streets of New
awesome record
Haven.
stores and go to some great clubs and see our favorite bands come through town. That was it, And it was only half an hour away, so you could see some really good national acts coming through. And we took advantage of it more often than we maybe should have.
Really?
Well, yeah. I used to tell my mom I was going to the diner, and I would go see Murphy's Law.
No, we did it just right, Mike.
Yeah, we did it just right.
You did do it
just right. Just the right amount.
All right.
So, what exactly, for anybody who's unfamiliar with ska, what's the difference? What's third wave ska?
It was a term coined by, I don't know who coined it. Whoever coined the terms coined that term, and it was like basically there was the first wave of ska was like 60s, 50s ska, more traditional from Jamaica, and then the second wave of ska was like the two-tone era, which was like Specials, Madness, Bad Manners,
Heavily
English
British
Beat.
era, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of that because a lot of back in the day the British kids were getting into the soul and reggae scene, and they took that and they formed their own new version, more kind of edgier, and then from that, ska always has the wave, like, it gets big and it gets like, in the mainstream sort of, or actually a lot, like pretty much in the mainstream, and then it all of a sudden disappears for a while, goes back underground.
Ebb and flow.
Now the guys are back together. It's going to be the 4th or 5th wave, right?
It's probably on the 9th wave now. Probably.
Yeah.
Third wave. Third wave was just like after all those bands, like it's like almost a lot of the more American bands took like from the two-tone era and really kind of like the Boss Tones and the Toasters, and that started like the basic third wave of ska.
Yeah, oddly enough, the era we listened to a lot was the '80s era, and that's not even considered in the wave. And
that's a two-tone era.
Yeah, but like New York Citizens, early Toasters.
That's considered third wave.
Yeah, it is very early. Considered
Gotta catch a wave.
A lot of the other third wavers are hitting 96, 97, 98. So
yeah.
That's a big.
It's like Generation X and Y and Z and B. So whenever you were born and whatever you were listening to at the time, I guess that's
No matter how you look at it, it's all great music.
Well, thank you.
Yes,
I do believe that's correct.
And I loved listening to the Boss Tones and all the other bands during the 90s. In fact, you opened up. That's when I first met you. Is when you opened up for the Boss Tones up at UConn.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, in the hangar.
Yes.
Oh boy, that was a
awesome.
big show for us.
That was really a great show.
I think more than one of us threw up before that show. That was one of the first really big shows for us.
That was a lot of fun.
That was huge. We did.
There's actually a picture in the UConn paper. It's a picture like me and Mike jump around. And it's like the Boss Tones.
Yeah, exactly.
We're like, wow.
Oh, okay,
we're in the Boss Tones. Wow.
I always wanted to be in that band.
It must have been the jacket.
Some student reporter didn't know.
They just saw a jacket and they were like, "That's the Boss Tones. They're wearing jackets."
Now, you guys had a lot of band members over the years. Is that common for a ska band or just a large band to have band members come and go?
When you have a large band, it's even harder to like even keep everyone on the same page.
Yeah.
But I mean, especially at the time we were young, so everyone's going on to do different things, and once we got the core 7 of us, it was me, Mike, Dave, Pete, Rick, Tyler, Chris. Did I leave anyone out?
That was it. That was the core 7.
That's once we got that, we kept that unit pretty much full on. But prior to that, it was like, basically a little couple cast of characters. I actually started the band with Dave earlier. We had like a whole different band before Mike and before everybody, but it was lasted for like 3-4 months, and then we just went away and came back and formed this one, and pretty much everyone, once the core was in there, we pretty much did it that way.
Yeah.
And didn't look back.
And we were the busiest with that group. We were doing 300 shows a year with those guys. And
wow.
We were really, really busy and gone more than we were here, for sure.
When you have such a large band, and if you go tonight and somebody calls out sick or whatever, is it easier for you to change up the music, or like if you lose one trumpet player, can you still play? And
we could still play. It's just more like usually what we did, especially back in the day. If someone couldn't do it, we just wouldn't do it. But because like we always, to us, like everyone was an important part.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it's you can do it, but sometimes when you, especially during our like really huge push run, we didn't want to be seen without anybody.
Without full strength.
Full strength, we always wanted to be full on and full.
Somebody's always doing backup. Somebody's always, and a lot of it's something you don't hear, but it's the live show. And like when somebody backs off, you're used to somebody else stepping up and taking that front man position, which everybody kind of did in the old band, which is a little bit rare. Having 4 or 5 guys being able to step up and sing lead and take the front man position, take the mic, and engage the crowd. And when somebody else isn't doing that, you're like, "Ooh, we missed this guy tonight." We were used to just going at full.
And you get that one guy who's not around to go get shots for the rest of us.
Yeah, sometimes you need a drink, and if you're not there,
it's like, what?
All right, so let's do something live.
All right.
What do you want to start off with?
We're gonna do Pop Song Green.
Pop Song Green.
It's about a radio station sending us songs. All right, Mike, you ready, man?
Here we go.
All right.
by a stream where the water falls into great pools and we go swimming daily. Gotta have a little bit of everything, satisfy the minds of 2D and some local by the philosophy. Jack did the song, but we'll do it our way. I'm saying I like difference and I like changing. I like you when you're rocking my brain. Yeah, sometimes colors they ain't what they seem. Last night I had a purple dream. Let's write a four-chord song about you and me. Send it to a rock and roll station. We'll call it Pop Soul Green. We'll build a house by a stream where the water falls into great pools and we can go swimming daily. Let's write a four-chord song about you and me. Send it to a rock and roll station. We'll call it Pop Soul Green. We'll build a house by a stream where the water falls into great pools and we go swimming daily. Pop Soul Green.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
That's outstanding. And for the next song, I'll make sure all the levels will be perfect.
All right.
That was good.
Now we gotta figure it out.
All right, let me go to a public. Let me do the weather real quick, and then we'll do a public service announcement.
It's beautiful out and
Look out the window.
I see a couple clouds.
There we
partly cloudy with a
Partly
chance
cloudy.
of snow.
go. There's always a
chance of-
chance in this
There's a
in
chance-
December.
Chance of something happening out there, I think.
It's 44 degrees right now, nice and clear. Tonight, a low of 30, mostly cloudy. Tomorrow, high of 43, chance of snow. That's an 80% chance of precipitation. A low of 39 tomorrow. I think you
We were
got
pretty
it.
close. We were pretty
You
close.
were very close.
Yeah.
I think we nailed that one.
We nailed it.
All right, we'll be right back after these
We're here
messages.
All right.
Nurse, set up an IV. And you, her boyfriend, you were the driver?
Yes, doctor, but I didn't mean to hurt her. I only had a few drinks. I was just buzzed.
Just buzzed. Oh, then your girlfriend is fine.
Hey, sweetie. I feel great.
She's really okay?
What, are you kidding? No, not really. Nurse, get me a suture kit. Stat.
Buzzed driving. Maybe we should stop acting like it's no big deal. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation and the Ad Council.
Most days go by without a whole lot of surprises. But what if a disaster strikes without warning? What if life as you know it has completely turned on its head? Would you be prepared? Before a disaster turns your family's world upside down, be ready. Get a kit. Make a plan. Be informed. Learn how at www.ready.gov. Brought to you by the Federal Emergency Management Agency and the Ad Council.
And WECS, Willimantic. Welcome back to Something Different, and we have Ron and Mike here from Heeled Jack. Great to have you here in the studio
Thanks for having us again.
Yeah.
for a live session. Tell us a little bit about, so you were performing a lot in the 90s, and then for that decade. What have you been doing for the past 10 years?
Sleeping. The whole time.
Working for a living, working.
Yeah. What have you been doing, Mike?
We've been working, playing in different bands. Let's see. I definitely, let's see if I can get the order right, because there's been a few. I did short run with Vinny from Bim Scala Bim in a band called Chenzo. I was in a band called Lady Friend, which was sort of like I guess it was sort of
Band
experimental, a little bit
friendly to the
psychedelic,
ladies.
a little bit poppy and fun, dancey. And then started a band called Lord Fowl. Been in that band for 6 years. I'm presently still in that band. It's a riff rock band, and we have 2 albums out. We presently have an album out right now, and we're still playing.
And they don't mind that you're moonlighting?
They don't mind that I'm moonlighting.
No.
That's good.
Not that I know of.
Now I was in a band called Lost the Angels for after Heeled Jack took our hiatus. Is that what we call it?
You could call it that.
Hiatus?
Temporarily or permanent hiatus. Yeah.
Permanent vacation.
Permanent vacation.
Aerosmith. No.
And they're back.
Yeah, I was in a band called Lost the Angels for like 5 years, and then started another band called the Burner Mile, and played music, worked, lived.
So you've been keeping busy, basically.
He definitely has
That's
not
cool.
stopped the rock.
Have you been basically touring all over the United States? Got to see all the country?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
More times than probably we wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, we did about 7 nationals with Spring Heeled, and Ron kept going
Yep.
with the Lost City Angels.
And actually,
and
Mike played guitar for Lost the Angels for a little bit.
right in the beginning. We did a little run around
The Living
with
End,
the
band called Living End.
with
Some
Warped Tour and bounce around the country a little bit. But he kept going. I basically stayed East Coast, Connecticut, tri-state area, and
His roots run deep.
But he kept going. He kept going, and a lot of the other guys jumped onto some,
Yep.
bigger boats and sailed them around the U.S. for a little bit.
Our horn players went to Less Than Jake. Pete's playing Less Than Jake, and Chris is in the Boss Tones, and Tyler was in Real Big Fish for a while, and Rick's got the.
Rick is in the Mountain Movers, and I lose track. I think they have about 5 albums out at the moment.
Yeah,
Wow.
there's a lot.
Did you just recently get back together as Spring Heeled Jack?
Well, we did a reunion shows like 2 years ago. It was the lineup, the 19 what?
Yeah, I guess it's the
90.
core lineup minus Dave.
Core, yeah.
That's where we ushered in our friend Corky Evans on drums, who's our permanent drummer at the moment.
Yeah, and then basically everyone's schedules have been so hard to keep going. So we got a guy named Secret Tennis on bass, who's doing bass for us now, and Nick Bacon, who was actually in the band with me, Lost the Angels. He's playing keyboards.
Plays the Hammond. It sounds
Yep.
great.
And just the 5 of us right now, and we try and work out with when they can do the whole thing with the horns again and the big to do once everyone gets home from half a second.
Everybody's very busy.
Yeah.
So recently we did a little East Coast run with these 5 guys, and
And the Pie Tasters and Pilfers.
Pie Tasters, Pilfers, and all bands were coming
Scalpers.
out. Everybody was reuniting. We had and his Goldfish, Sergeant Scagnetti, a whole bunch of bands jump on this. It was 2 weeks roughly, and it went great. I mean, the people are still there, out wanting to hear the songs, so it kind of
Excellent.
made us feel like we can still do this. We still want to do it, so why not do it?
Have you noticed that there's not just the old crowd coming back to watch, or is there new kids coming in too?
Yeah, it's a mixture of everything now. I think it's coming around full circle. I think anyone who appreciates the music, and especially people who appreciated it back in the day,
Right.
turn new people onto it, or and also the bands who continued and never stopped, like the Pie Tasters. They continued to hold the fort down for all this lazy guys.
Exactly.
They're keeping the door open for
They
you.
never stopped. Yeah.
Hold that door
Thank
open
you, Pie Tasters.
for a second.
And they played my wedding.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
You're going to be playing this Wednesday at Bar?
Yep, at Bar.
We were playing a free show at Bar.
Nice.
Crown Street.
Free.
Down in New Haven.
Great bar, great pizza. They have their own brewery. Should be a really fun night. Got a couple other acoustic guys sitting in.
We got Vic
Vic
from
Ruggiero,
Slackers.
Slackers.
And King Django.
King Django.
It's always now we all of us old schoolers from back in the day. We're all
Be a
getting back
reunion.
together again.
Nice.
Yeah.
We're doing little-
sometimes just in a breakdown versions like acoustics, but
Yeah,
sometimes-
actually, the sole reason why even this acoustic stuff happened was because Bestest Records, who put out our vinyl discs for the reunion shows. Vinyl discs? What am I?
Vinyl.
Tron?
Just vinyl.
And we're on the grid, and
They put our discs out on
deadly-
vinyl.
Our deadly discs.
We still have the old record players here.
there they are. We can probably put a few deadly discs on there. Yeah, we put the vinyl out for us, and basically the owner, Matt Flood, asked us to play an acoustic show. Because, for us to play a reunion show with the full band at the time was like... Took us 10 years prior to that.
A lot of organization.
Yeah, just to get everyone in the same room, but...
Yeah. Last month I had a band down here from the New London area.
Yeah.
Lama Tsunami,
yeah.
who's a ska band. And when they first said they wanted to play live, pretty much acoustic down here, I'm like, is that going to sound okay?
Yeah, yeah.
And it was amazing.
Yeah.
It sounds great, and you guys sound great, too.
Thank you.
So let's hear some of that great live acoustic ska.
We're going to do this one. This one we
kind of just pulled out of the vault. I've never really played this one out that much, right?
No, we played it out live, but we never play it acoustically.
Yeah, not in this. Not in this.
Actually, we did that one time for the reunion show. It's a song called "Nervous," and yeah, I guess that's what we'll do.
Let's try to get this on here. All right, ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Understand why when you're around me I have to get so nervous, and then I'll be just fine every time you unwind, and then I go get nervous. I realize every time I can never make you what I want you to be. So go right ahead, sit back and relax while what you doing with me. You make me so.
Excellent. Yeah, some good stuff right here. WECS. And someone on the instant message wanted to know if they could listen to this on their cell phone, but I guess not, because iPhones don't have a flash player.
Nope.
Unfortunately.
The Android does it.
Ooh,
Doesn't it?
I don't know.
The Droid they call it?
Have to ask.
The Droid has
the Droids.
You can download Flash on a Droid.
I thought that maybe it does have it. That was their big selling point, I thought.
I can't get anything on my phone. I just got one of those old flip phones, you know.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
That's okay.
I got one you got to crank up with a thing and plug it into it.
Hello.
Call the operator.
Calling on cars.
Operator.
Pennsylvania 5000.
Yeah. Pennsylvania 65000.
All right, we'll be back with Heeled Jack right after these messages. Stay tuned.
Bye.
This is Joe Perry and Steven Tyler of Aerosmith for Red. You know, it's okay to rock and roll and party down. Just don't get in that 2,000-pound bullet when you're done and cocked. And please don't drink and drive.
I'm the one that jaded you.
A reminder that friends don't let friends drive drunk. A public service message brought to you by the Ad Council, U.S. Department of Transportation, National Association of Broadcasters, and RAD.
Is that a faucet running? That's not a faucet. That's a river rushing through the forest. Forest rivers provide over 100 million people with clean water to drink.
What? I can't hear you because of the vacuum.
That's not a vacuum. That's the trees in the forest cleaning up the air we breathe.
I didn't know the trees were so amazing.
Yep, and the forest gives us shade, trees to climb.
That's awesome. Let's go explore some more.
Visit the forest today and enjoy all it does, just for you. To learn more about the forest and find one near you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
And WECS, Willimantic, community service brought to you by Eastern Connecticut State University. All right, we've got Ron and Mike back from Heeled Jack. Mm-hmm. So, what's, we talked about the past, kind of the future, I mean the now. How about the future? You're going to just continue with the reunion, or?
Yeah, we've
been... The reunion continues.
The ghost of Christmas future.
Yes, it's going to be a 24-hour day, 7-day a week. Yes. Non-stop extravaganza.
Exactly.
For the next 10 years.
Buckle up.
There's going to be flying cars.
That's all we're really waiting for.
And
we're not far away.
Touring will be so much easier.
We have phones that can play music, so hey.
Hey. Or can they?
Ooh.
Well,
we're trying to discuss that right now.
Yeah, we were having a discussion off the air. If you're trying to listen on an iPhone, I guess you can try the iTunes or a Real Player. Or use an Android. I don't know. I don't know any of this.
Yeah.
Get a Campbell soup can and a string.
There you go. I'm really bummed out about George Lucas selling Lucasfilms.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Go from here? I don't know. Star Wars has always been a very big issue with us. We grew up loving that. So
yeah, it was huge deal.
And some people view Disney as like the evil conglomerate, and they're just going to buy up everything.
The Empire.
The Empire,
if you will.
Isn't that like
just about right, isn't it?
What's that called? I don't know. Symbolism.
Sibilance. It's sibilance from. Now we're going to continue to play, and keep actually trying to write some new songs.
Yeah,
get some stuff together and get everyone together to do some new songs.
Are you inspired by different things now than you were back in the 90s?
Oh yeah.
Can you be inspired by older person things?
Oh, I mean, pretty much anything can be inspiring, right, Mike?
Yeah.
Would you agree?
You both have families and.
Oh yes. Yeah. Well,
I have a baby Boom listening at home. If he's there right now, he should be listening. Hi, Boomy.
He's probably booming on some.
He's booming.
Some drums.
He's a year and a half. He's already plays drums and he's awesome. So I get inspired by him. Yeah, for sure.
And children are very inspiring. Yeah. Definitely inspire adults to do stuff.
Oh, there's plenty of stuff. No matter where you look, if you're open and you're positive, you can take it all in for sure.
It's kind of hard to be totally inspired all the time, but when something else does come around, it's the process goes by pretty fast, and you can really get involved in getting psyched on doing something, Do
you work good as a team? Like if one of you comes up with a rhythm and the other one you say, "What? Some good lyrics to throw in here." Or?
Mike is a horrible person. I don't even know why I'm here.
I'll tell you what. Put a bottle of Jack Daniels between us and anything amazing can happen.
Why, is there one here?
Right. It's in the other room.
Where's your secret stash? Come on.
No, I'll tell you.
We've sat that board. Where is it?
The boss is here.
We've sat down with the intention to write. And we've had a couple really epic nights, and we've written 3 or 4 almost complete songs, So a lot of it is that collaboration thing is great. If you can find someone that, you play an idea and you think it's like just mediocre, and they pull the best out of it and they boost you up. Oh, that's a great idea, and that would go great with something that I have. And then they take an idea and just totally turn it around. And
a lot of time too, like me and Mike, right? I'll like play something, or he'll play something, and I'll be like, oh my God, I wrote something just like that, or this part fits perfect with that part that I was not even, we didn't even talk about it. Just like, oh, there it is.
Yeah, like arguably our biggest song was Jolene. We're both broken down on the highway and tour somewhere and sitting on the side of the road on a guardrail, miserable, sketching on a pad. And I was writing a song and he was writing the same song. And just so happened that I put the verse and with his chorus together, and it
I read somewhere
get us signed and take us around the country a few times.
Was Jolene the name of the van that you were driving?
It was. It was the name of the van. It was
that was the symbolism.
Well, it was there it is again. Yeah. But no, it was breaking down a lot of times, so we call. I was like, it was stalling all the time. So I was like, this van's a horrible thing. It's like
Joseph Stalin.
Joseph Stalin. It was stalling. Like, it's gonna be a girl, so like Jolene Stalin.
Yeah, Jolene Stalin.
And then that's how
that's where
everything the name of the van came, and the rest of it was.
But you don't have it anymore, huh? It's probably in the trash heap.
It was given to a church, wasn't it?
Yeah, we sold it to.
We're nice guys. We gave it that poor.
It was like Iglesias de Dios. What? Christian Church of Bridgeport, I think it was. I think that's what it was. It was a very long name, and I think I've seen it driving by with the name printed on the side, with that awful sticky red leather in the inside.
Well, the funny thing is, we bought a camper. Leather. Got this camper. It was like 70s. It was like it's called the Open
Winnebago?
Road. Yeah, it was like called the Open Road. Yeah. We were like, this is so awesome. This is gonna be the best.
We don't have hotels anymore. We can just sleep in here.
Sleep in this thing is the best. We were like,
that's about all we did with it.
And I went to pick it up. And I was like sitting there driving it back to Mike's parents' house because there's a little work needed done to it. Yeah. So I was like driving it back and go to brake the first time, like my foot goes through the floor like Fred Flintstone. I started to break the thing. I was like, holy crap. So we ended up sitting in Mike's parents' driveway for about 3 years, and we just used it to like party in.
Yeah, it was a great hangout. It was like a little.
But his parents were like, "What's going on with that thing?" Like,
at least you weren't drinking and driving it.
So we donated that thing as well.
No, we tried, but just wouldn't start.
We got a $1,000 rebate.
What?
We got $1,000. We donated it, and we got $1,000.
Is that what
thing
happened?
Off our taxes.
Yeah, cool.
We donated to a school that kids like mechanics
wanted to party in,
so they can clean it up and then party in it.
Oh, I see.
Did you hear about like a year ago? Was it the Meat Puppets or some grunge band sold their old van from the 90s on eBay?
Actually, we had the Meat Puppets trailer. Remember that?
We did?
That was the Meat Puppets.
Oh my
the Pie Tasters got it from the Meat Puppets.
Oh, I knew we had the Pie Tasters trailer.
Yeah.
Oh, so okay, there it is.
So that's a full circle right there.
Oddly enough, we had their trailer.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, they pass them along. They, those kind of vans, those 15-passenger Dodge vans and those trailers, they just send them right along.
I think our last van, though, the one we
stopped. Who got ours to? Dan Personals, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Whoever got that
Ken
after us, that last one. Yeah. Might want to hose it down a bit.
So those vans, you just basically take all the seats out and just throw all the gear and just sit on the floor, right?
Well, we had a trailer.
That's where the trailer comes in. Or you take out the back two seats and you just pile it all in there.
We built some bunks back there.
And you sit
and then,
close to each other.
Basically, do the upstairs, downstairs too. Sleep on the floor, sleep on the bench.
And you trade.
And then if you're downstairs, you're pretty much in a death trap, and you pretty much sweat because of heat.
Your organs fry on the bottom of that floor after it's driving for 6 hours a day.
And then if the time Tyler was driving, it was raining, you'd fear for your life. Just be swerving around, not knowing what's happening.
Yeah.
Actually, the funny thing was when the van was breaking down, we used to rent U-Hauls and get in the back of that thing.
So it's just a big empty box with no windows. We drove down to Florida in one of those.
Yeah, and it was just like, you're in the dark.
It must have been hot and steamy.
Very hot, so you just
wake up, you're thinner.
If you were in the front, you were like kind of cool, and then but you hear people like just pounding on the door, boo, boo, boo. You know, they got to pull over, and you open it up, it's like,
oh man,
big like
yeah, oh yeah, I remember.
Blast of hot air shoots at you, and you see everyone back there, and they look like they're pretty much dead.
Yeah,
like
the glory of the road. Yeah.
So you guys are on the road a lot, and what I ask every band, this is a common question. I'm trying to take a poll here. What's your favorite place to get like a comfort food? If you know you're going to like a certain city and you're looking forward to, I always want to stop at so-and-so and get a burger or an ice cream or something?
Ooh.
Well, I mean, there was always the typical, like, for like people on the road, just always like, gotta go to the Waffle House.
Yeah, Waffle House in the morning.
Yeah, and then like,
that was always a good one.
When you get to California, like In-N-Out Burger.
In-N-Out Burger, for sure.
But
you had your staples across the line.
There's always like good, weird little places. I'm trying to think of something like that, but I mean.
Yeah, when we played Philly, there was always a couple good restaurants, you know. We'd hit the Cherry Street Vegetarian. We had a bunch of vegetarians we were carrying around in the van. And, you know,
well, it's funny that
St. Louis, we would go. There was some great restaurants over there.
The one big vegetarian, Rick, every time he ordered anything, no matter where he was, it would always be wrong. So.
It would always be wrong. Yeah.
You know, it'd be like, could I get this without that? And it'd be like a slab of beef with 2 pickles and a
There's
the exact thing
slab of mayo
and a side of milk.
With a side of milk.
I think I was talking to Honey once, and they said that they always look forward to going to New Haven because they like to go to Mamoon's.
Mamoon's,
and get the falafel.
I
lived there, so
yeah. I actually just went there for our last show.
Yep.
Is it still open?
Oh yeah.
I went there a long time
still
ago.
Alive. And Louie's Lunch Burger, which is across the street from Bar. So if you come to the show, you go to the place that
actually Bar Pizza's
invented.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, but this place invented the hamburger. So when you're there, you got.
What's it called?
Louie's Lunch.
Louie's Lunch.
Yeah.
I saw a special on like Food Network or something.
Oh, yeah, I saw that one
they
too.
did a feature on it, and it looked so good, and then I forgot the name of it.
Yeah. There it is. It's across the street from Bar. It's on Crown Street, New Haven.
Double L.
Nice. All right. We've got.
Don't bring your attitude when you walk in the door, and don't ask for ketchup. There you go.
Oh my goodness.
Those are the rules.
We're getting
stick to the rules.
Stick to the rules. They're hardcore in there.
Or stick to the road.
You're listening to WECS Willimantic.
WECS.
You want to do another song?
I think we know one more.
That's it.
Can we start this one?
All right.
I'll just start it.
Yep.
You're starting it.
Let us go, Jolene. We know that you'll somehow make it, Jolene. We know that you'll never let us go, Jolene. We know, Jolene, you're ready to get. So I wait here outside in the sun. You keep me waiting for a long time. Soon you'll come around and let me know it's time to leave here. Soon you'll come around and let us know it's time to leave here. You and I will say goodbye. We know that you'll never let us go, Jolene. We know that you'll somehow make it, Jolene. We know that you'll never let us go, Jolene. We know we'll maybe somehow meet again. Jolene, we know that you'll never let us go. Jolene, we know that you'll somehow make it. Jolene, we know that you'll never let us go. Jolene, we know we'll maybe somehow meet again. Just darling again. So I wait here outside in the sun. Soon you'll come around and let us know it's time. We'll somehow meet again. Jolene, I can't see you where. Where's the place you're gonna stop today?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. That is really cool. And in case you haven't heard that song before, go on YouTube and check out the video. It's a cool video too.
It's all
Yeah, that
true
was a fun
story.
one to make.
We actually survived that fall.
Yeah, true story.
It was very, very dangerous.
Autobiographical.
Was that the actual van?
That was the van, and oddly enough, it was
A Dodge.
not registered at the time, so we legally drove it to New York, and in the final scene, we had to drive it down the road, and because like the label and everything was kind of legit, they had to. They said, we don't want to take a chance of getting like pulled over and getting arrested and screwing up the day because we're trying to get it all done in one day. It's like we're just gonna go get a plate made, like a vanity plate made, and put it on there so we can just disguise it as a registered vehicle. So people are like, "Oh, why'd you get a New York plate this usually? Why'd you get Connecticut?" Because they went down to the DMV and they had a vanity plate made, and they put that on there. So actually, there was a couple of them made. I have one of them. I think. Do you have the other one?
I don't. It didn't go to DMV. They went to like one of those like vendors who like I love New York shirts and.
Oh, so it was a vanity, rather a vanity plate. They had a vanity plate.
Yeah.
Made.
They didn't go to the local prison in
But I think they had a couple made. I have one of them, and it's
prison.
still in my record room. Yeah,
That's
we were one of the only bands who broke into prison
to steal a plate.
To steal a plate.
To make a video.
To make a video.
That is cool. We do a feature here on the show called Something Silly, and we watch a video that's silly, and we do comments with one of the other guys, one of the other DJs here, and
this is a good one for that.
That is excellent for that.
Oh, yeah.
This is ripe.
Yeah. We were on 12 Angry Viewers. Remember that old MTV show?
No.
It was like just like
that didn't last long, but that was a good. I like
that.
that.
Yeah, but our video was on there, and they like were ripping on us. Well, the one dude was just like, "What the hell is this?" It was pretty bad, but we were laughing.
The girl liked us.
The girl liked us. So that's all that mattered. That's all that mattered, right?
That's all that matters.
No,
so the
kidding.
social media and keeping in touch with fans and getting the word out through social media, is that big with you guys?
Yeah, definitely now. I mean,
is it pretty much you have to use that stuff?
You do have to.
Yeah.
You do have to use it.
It's also great to like talk to people who are into music and directly interact with people who care.
There's no more tacking flyers up around town on poles. You send a message and it goes right to people's pockets.
And like
you
our
can't beat that.
people who like us, like who aren't into the band or like it's like almost an extended family type of thing. It's not like it's like we're really like just a separate wall. It's like pretty much everyone's just like one big
it's
happy.
It's going out to
a group
to friends of ours, not just people we don't know or whatever.
Yeah, and so like it's great to hang and see people and actually talk to them, and then the next thing you know, you build relationships with people, and you see them all the time, and you go get some beers.
Yeah, Ron's in control of that stuff. I can't seem to get on there as much.
Well, Mike's just learning the VCR too. He's got
what does that stand
he
for
just
again?
got the 12 to
What does
stop
that stand
blinking.
for?
So
Video 12.
Those good old days.
One day, Mike.
I make tape references because I teach at the School of Rock in Fairfield.
Oh,
I make
cool.
tape references to kids. They're like, "What? What's a cassette?" I was like, "You never heard of a cassette before?" They have no idea.
And they have no idea what an 8-track is.
I have a T-shirt with like, "What is that thing on your shirt?" I'm like, "This is a cassette tape. This is what people used to listen to music on before you were born."
Yep.
It's
Megaphone.
unbelievable. Wow.
I only listen to Megaphone music.
Oh.
So there's an actual School of Rock?
Yeah, there's actually 73 nationwide, and I work at the biggest one in the U.S.
Wow.
Which one does Jack Black work at?
The one in Jersey.
In Jersey? Does he?
My son
That's
is...
It's great. It's a performance-based school. They learn the lessons like you'd normally do, and you sign up for a show, and you have full band practice, and you sign up with, for example, like right now, there's like a U2 versus Coldplay show, and then there's like a Zappa show, and then there's like a corporate rock show, and We'll call up a song. They're just like, yeah, we're going to do "Carry My Wayward Son," and all the kids who have learned that song will come into the room and practice the song, and they'll practice for 2.5 months or whatever it may be, and then they'll play concerts. It's just like the movie, really.
That's
The
awesome.
movie's based on the school. It's not the other way around.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
The Paul Green
I didn't
School
know
is the original school of School Rock, and the movie's based on that, and it's really like that. I mean, you pack the kids up and you go down to the show and they play a concert, and it's pretty cool.
It's cool to see.
I wish I had that when I was little, but it's great to be part of it now.
Excellent.
And I get to play guitar all week and get paid for it.
Man.
It's not a bad thing.
What a life.
Yeah, it's not that bad. It's not so bad going to work.
Yeah.
Very cool. Do you guys want to do one last song, or should we do something on...
Yeah, we don't really prepare anything at the time.
Do you want to do another song on the...
Yeah, let's pick a song. We were thinking about maybe...
We got a mass up there right now.
Is there a band out there that you've been with, teamed up with a lot of bands and on tour now? Is there anybody you would like to team up with to be on stage at the same time?
Besides like Prince and like big bands like that?
He's coming back.
I know, he is hitting.
He's always...
There's a Prince show at the School of Rock right now. Prince versus Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson? We could do that.
I'd like to play with Michael Jackson. That would be good.
That'd actually be pretty impressive if we did that.
Well, I'll tell you what, that would be impressive. I don't know, who's out right now you'd like to play with?
Foo Fighters. That'd be fun.
Yeah, Dave Grohl.
Dave Grohl.
Did you see the Grohl machine?
There's actually a Dave Grohl show at the School of Rock at the moment, too. I'm just plugging
it. He's producing a new Rocket from the Crypt record.
Did he really?
He's producing a new Rocket from the Crypt.
Did you see the other night during the 12/12 concert? He was on stage with Chris and Paul McCartney.
Yeah, McCartney.
Nirvana with Paul McCartney. I can't believe it.
I like to play with Paul McCartney.
Oh, yeah.
That would just... Any musician, I imagine, would have to...
He keeps calling, but
Ron's a busy guy.
I just,
He's busy tweeting.
That's Sir
too
Paul
busy on
to
the
you.
internet. I'm like, I got no time for you, Sir Paul.
So what do we want to hear?
What do you got over there?
With the internet, I can pull up anything.
You had Mass Appeal Madness queued up. That's a.
Oh, that's right.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Sure.
That's
Pete.
That explains that's a song written by Pete, our sax player. That's a Trials and Tribulations of the Road right there.
A lot of that going on, apparently.
Do you like to talk about the songs? Like when you come down to a studio like this and you get to play music, and do you like to talk in detail about the songs and all that, the sweat and tears that you put into writing the lyrics and all that?
It depends. I mean, it depends if anyone's interested.
Well,
I would like to bore you for the next 10 minutes.
Some of the songs actually have a lot of meaning. Some of the songs were like, we're sitting there in the hallway 5 minutes before we're about to record it, just jotting stuff down. But some of the songs were like, like a Jolene song. That was a big one for us. We were like,
yeah. When we first started playing out, we'd actually have songs that didn't have finished lyrics. So we'd be like,
freestyling. Go,
It's
literally
basically
making
scat.
stuff up the
It's
entire.
just like,
The music sounded great. We knew rhythmically we wanted to do, and it'd be like that. And then you fill in the blanks later with what kind of syllables fit into the rhythm you've been singing. But,
there you go.
But
kind of sound like Anthony Kiedis.
yeah, it does. Yeah. That's good.
Under the
Is that
bridge.
pretty good?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Or is that more?
But the songs like
bad?
this one, you could tell this one's obviously written about something, So this is about the being on the road, going crazy, being on the road, trying to get big.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Spring Hill Jack.
We've been gone for so long.
WECS Willimantic.
We've been gone for so long that it doesn't really matter where we're going to. There's no looking.
I thought there was like an extra bonus to that song. They just
That was
came back.
the outro. We just come back in. We fool you for a second.
That is
No, I'm
weird.
kidding.
Okay. So we're back here with Spring Hill Jack. We've got Mike. We've got Ron. Life is good. We had an awesome show. I want to thank you guys for coming down.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. It'd be great to come back.
We didn't cover, and I rarely talk about getting into names, but I thought that Spring Hill Jack was really cool. It's based on a character from the UK.
England.
And it's we all heard of what's it, Jack the Ripper, but
Yep.
I don't think many people know of Spring Heeled Jack.
No, he was I guess you could say almost like a mythical creature.
Yeah.
He was a guy who terrorized London in like 1840s, I think, maybe 60s.
There's a good YouTube video
Somewhere around
on
there.
it.
Yeah, I found it in a book. I was like in my dad's house underneath the basement in this crawl space. I had to clean out some stuff, and there was like a book called Amazing Stories. or amazing. What is it? Amazing.
Strange, amazing stories.
Oh, amazing stories and interesting facts. Or something. I forget what it was. It was like a Reader's Digest book, and it was like it was like cobwebbed up, and I was like shining a flashlight through. It was like, oh, what is that? And I saw the name. It was like it was like the never-ending story over there. I was like, oh. And I walked in, grabbed the book, and brushed it off. And I was like reading this all cool stuff in it. And when I saw that Spring on Jack story, I was just like, "This is the most coolest thing. This is real."
You were captivated.
I was captivated because it was like this unexplained, cool
phenomenon,
guy or thing that was terrorizing London that people said was real, that was happening. He would, he'd leap from the cobblestone streets to the top of buildings, terrorize. I guess he would terrorize women.
Yeah.
Mostly. And he had red eyes and breathed fire, and the cops couldn't catch him.
And back then, it probably seemed really amazing, like
it was
supernatural. But I think now you get these kids in the streets that they're jumping off buildings and they're jumping off walls, climbing walls. It doesn't seem that impossible now.
No.
It was actually James Bond, really.
It was James Bond, I think. He lives in London.
It was an earlier
he
thread
lives
of
in
Bond.
London.
That's what we're thinking.
Mystery solved.
And someone also said there was like kind of the
It's no longer
precursor to
strange or amazing.
He was also the precursor to Batman because he had like a cape.
That's right. He had a cloak. I think it was more of a cloak, right?
Yeah, it was a cloak.
It was kind of
hunched over.
Yeah. But
good choice for a name.
But he could have been.
Ron puts good band names. He definitely does.
That's what I do.
Spring on Jack, Lost City Angels, The Murder Mile. I like all of them.
There you go.
We're going to call the new band Bulletin Board.
Bulletin Board? Okay, well, you just...
the first thing he sees.
You're that guy who says what he sees.
Push.
Lamp.
Actually, push is pretty good.
Push. There it is. You heard it here. Push.
Push.
Live at WECS. Well, thanks a lot, guys, for coming down.
Thanks for having
Have a
us.
safe trip home.
Thank you.
I hope to see you on Wednesday.
Yep.
Oh,
Bar.
that's great. Let us know if you're coming down, man. We'll grab a Louis burger.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You can show me where that is.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
And actually, Wednesday.
Do we have anything else coming up? We can...
Plug it away. Plug.
I'd like to say big up to my friend Johnny D. Noel, what's up, baby? Be home soon.
Uli and Boom.
Boom. Uli. See you soon, babies.
Wow, that's...
What's up to the rest of the boys in the band? Big up.
There you go.
Is that it?
Sure, I think that's how you do it.
Is that how you do it?
That's how you do it. You sounded good. You sounded professional.
This must be one of your fans that I think was texting me earlier about the iPhone dilemma. Todd S.
I wonder if that's my boss.
He said, "Oh well,
Todd's."
He tried to work it out. Send my regards to the boys. Give me a little ska, SKA.
That's right. Pass it through my way.
Give me a little SKA. That might be my
Big
manager.
up to Todd. S.
Todd S.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys, for coming down. Best of luck to you.
Thanks for having us.
You're listening to WECS 90.1 FM. We'll be back after these messages.